You're rocking with the best.
Buckeye City, rocking with Grander Radio. Let's go.
Welcome back to Metro in the Morning. Jay Blaze, DJ Metro on GranderRadio.com. We are hanging out this morning with certified financial planner Dondrea Brown.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing this morning, man? Right.
I'm well.
Sound effects in.
That's the virtual situation right there. All right, so we're talking about financial planning today. We have a master financial planner on the show with us this morning, and we're just kind of picking his brain a little bit, finding out about 1428 Financial Wellness LLC. Your nonprofit is
Young Money Finances. So what I really wanted to start to do with 1428, that was established 2 years ago, was help adults, community members, organizations. And then within a year, I started to recognize something. My daughter was picking up on this information, and I wasn't as engaged with her with finances. Mm-hmm. So I would go to workshops, and I'm setting up stuff, and she's like talking to people about finances. Just she's just talking.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how to save your money? Do you have a bank account?
Wow.
Just talking to people.
Okay.
So then I really knew, like, man, we really need to highlight our kids because they're watching us all the time. Right. And they're open, they're ready, and you can condition them to have healthier behavior if you show them that. Mm-hmm. So I sat down with my daughter one day and really got into the spend, share, and give model. And then after that, I was like, hold on. We need to start some summer programming for kids. And not only teach them about money, but teach them how to make it, right? Manage it, and sustain it, right? Because I was taught to just go to college to go get money.
Right.
But I wasn't taught how to manage it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I rushed to college, and I was like, okay, this is how you go get it.
Right.
But then when I got it, I didn't spend it right. And we know my motto is to be the last generation to start from scratch. So I have to look at my kids and my kids' kids and really try to implant a blueprint into them. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I launched Young Money Finances, which is a certified or a 503 nonprofit. But the biggest struggle that I faced was how to do it. Mm-hmm. I was like, how do you start a nonprofit? And people wouldn't. I didn't feel like they were giving me direct information.
Gotcha.
They were kind of like, well, you gotta. It's a long process. There's a lot you gotta do.
Did you tell them what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I think that's what we face in today's world. Mm-hmm. Sometimes people that have the keys to something aren't willing to share or share in enough detail to where you can accomplish it. Sometimes there's this, I had to work hard for it, so you have to too.
Definitely. Yeah, it's definitely that in the community.
So for me, I'm a person that no excuses, any means necessary mindset. So I looked it up myself. Okay. Even when you looked online, it was a little confusing. I was like, how do you do this? So I went through a couple bumps in a row and then launched my nonprofit last year around Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't know how people are going to take this. I don't know if I'm going to get enough people that want to be on board. Everybody wanted to participate. They was like, of course, my kids need this information. Show me how I can volunteer, things like that. So we got the board together. We started raising funds. And our motto was going to be, as we're going through COVID right now, entrepreneur classes, young money investors, and then young money makers, right? So really helping you get at some of those essential parts to managing money, because money is so much more than the paper. Mm-hmm. It's the mindset, it's the emotional response, it's what you can see is possible. So going back to my community, growing up, all I seen was chains and cars.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
I didn't see any retirement plans.
Right.
I didn't see any life insurance.
I
didn't see none of those things. I seen a lot of liabilities and no assets. Mm-hmm. So I really want our kids to be able to at least see those things, and then we can have a conversation, because at the end of the day, you should be able to make the best decision as long as you take into account the information in front of you.
Whoa.
Hey.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey.
So with the Young Money Financial, right? Mm-hmm. How do your students receive that?
They love it. So some of the things that I've done with, again, being culturally responsive. Mm-hmm. When we talk about money, we can't say, oh, we're going to have a class that talks about budgeting. Like, no, we're going to ball on a budget. They're like, what?
Okay, boy.
I'm gonna show you how to
ball.
how to ball on a budget. I'm gonna show you that this budget is cool,
Okay.
right? We're not gonna have a class to talk about scholarships and grants.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna call it secure the bag,
Secure the bag. Okay.
right?
Culturally relevant. Yeah.
Being culturally relevant. If we have to find lyrics, if we have to find the hottest rapper out there right now, I have a YouTube channel where I'm doing reaction videos to rappers talking about finance. Because we hear them talking about these other things, but then when they get on camera, they tell you the real. They're like, look, no,
Yeah.
I've lost friends because I'm managing my money. More importantly, I have a financial advisor, a financial coach helping me manage my money.
Uh-huh.
And I've had to relook at my circles because they were telling me to spend the money.
Right.
But you don't hear that in the lyrics.
Right.
Or if you
No.
heard it, you probably wouldn't get it, right? Because it's everything else. There's a lot of noise in the music.
Yep.
So what I did was I started to look at some of those videos and pull out, okay, this is what they're saying, right? So how does that apply for you? And being real, I did a reaction video the other day, and this woman, her name was Dr. Lynn Robinson. She said the best thing you can do for your family, that for a broke family, is not be one of them. That hit me. I was like, that's so true. Because then you're learning how to do something that your family hasn't learned how to do. Now you got to go and teach them.
Right.
So yeah, those are some of the things that I do for our kids to help them understand, like, managing your money is cool.
I mean, I think it's. I mentioned impact points earlier. When I was growing up, we didn't have financial literacy programs in schools, you know, and I've worked in the schools and I haven't seen programs like what you're doing. I've seen kids struggle with money, going to the store, and then I've seen young ones grow up and not really have that understanding of how to go out and get what it was they needed. So then maybe they did it the wrong way, but then we're not responsible within that situation, so some things happened. And so I think it's very important, man, to bring what it means to be successful financially to the kids. Now, how many schools in the area have you connected with them? I know where it is the COVID era right now, but have you connected with any of the schools in this community?
So I'm so happy you said that, because I was literally about to talk about school systems. I put out a question on Facebook that said, whose responsibility is it to teach the kids finances?
Yeah.
So I want to hear what people had to say. And a lot of people said the teachers.
Did they?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That is
That's interesting.
interesting.
Yep. So, but as we look at the educational system and its structure, there are many people that believe the teacher's job is to do everything.
Right.
True.
Right? So if it's the teacher's job to teach history, why not teach finance? Right? But there was a survey that went out to teachers, and a lot of teachers don't feel comfortable teaching money. It's easy to teach history, but if I'm struggling financially, how can I teach you how to do that?
Right.
How can I be confident enough to tell you if it really works if it's not working for me?
Oh, jeez.
So I started talking to GRPS about the culturally responsive financial literacy model. One of the things that they said was they truly liked it because they looked at it as a diversity and inclusion initiative, right? Like, let's be real, right? It takes a different approach to teaching money.
Right.
This isn't just one way that you teach the money. So one of the things that we explored was, how do you teach teachers how to teach? So I earned my master's in curriculum instruction.
Okay.
I was working on my PhD at Kent State University. And I decided that for me, I wasn't going to continue my PhD.
Okay.
And it was like shaking my whole community. They was like, what? You ain't gonna finish a PhD? Why not? Because I had to look at it from the same way I look at my finances. From a goal perspective, right? What are my goals? I wanted to pursue my PhD so that I could teach in the classroom.
Right.
I teach in the classroom all the time now.
Right.
I also wanted to be in a space where I owned my own academic knowledge space, that intellectual property.
Yeah.
My culturally responsive financial literacy model is trademarked. I own it.
Okay.
It's mine.
Nice.
Right? So I was like, instead of investing in a space where I feel like someone is coaching me on the path of learning, I'm just going to own the fact that I can learn and go teach myself. Because there's a lot of information and resources out there. So literally, I've studied Gloria Lassing-Billings that talked about culturally responsive pedagogy. Right? And I was like, hold on, this makes so much sense. But I recognize the whole was it's limited to just teaching. It doesn't overlap in different backgrounds like finances. So I was like, let me build an entire system and model that can help you help other people. So that's what I'm working with GRPS on.
Man.
That's all I'm saying. Wow.
Other spaces, sorry, but other spaces is, I was in foster care, and my heart has always been with trying to help sometimes the hidden populations, right? I entered the foster care system when I was 12 years old. So Casa and I, we started to establish a relationship right before COVID, where we were going to teach them how to manage money, like people in foster care, but also foster care advocates, because they're also in a space where they age out. Right. And now they have to learn all these life skills.
Right.
And finances is one of those, again, things that people are uncomfortable to teach. One way to teach finances is to be as transparent as you can. And to know that I'm not sitting here saying I'm a millionaire, right? I'm not sitting here saying I'm a billionaire. I'm sitting here saying I'm still learning on that journey, but these are some of the steps that I'm taking. And here's the accountability structure and system that I have set in place to hold me accountable, because we can't strip away the accountability. That's why I wear my shirts that say nope, right? I need those reminders. My daughter, we went into Target one day, and I went to go buy something. She was like, Daddy, is that a need or a want? So I've taught my daughter how to be an accountability person.
Yeah.
Right? So those things really matter, because, again, I also believe it takes a village. So why not teach the people around you to hold you accountable as you hold them accountable?
Right. Wow. Breaking it down right here, Metro in the Morning. Jay Blaze, what you got, man?
Yeah.
That's
where I'm at.
So once we come back from the break, we'll talk more about
I'll stop stuttering when we get back. You know, I promise.
Keep it locked.